Besides the OBD2 diagnostic scanner, which was inside the bag, and I didn't pull it out for you, this is normally the kit I will take with me to purchase a vehicle, mostly to auto auctions. We're back at the auto auction. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Brian from Apex Detail. I was getting a lot of questions of those interested in maybe getting into supplementing their income and flipping cars. And with all the questions, I thought I would address some of them in today's video. Basically, questions on what to stay away from, what do I look for? So what I look for is a fresh inspection sticker, hopefully into the next year. I'm always looking at the finish first. It's just second nature to me, where I should be looking at other things first. But here's a Volkswagen. I normally stay away from these. I've never had good luck with these, but they always catch my eye, and I come over to it. I look at the interior, making sure the bolsters of the seats getting in and out of the car are okay, and other materials in the interior. I'll fire it up, always looking at mileage, and most importantly, any lights lighting up like a Christmas tree on the dash. This one here has check engine light. This is going to be an automatic quick pass for me. I'm not even going to run the OBD2 scanner on it. Here's another one I'll probably stay away from, but I love the challenge of these finishes. Oxidation on this one. This one here is inspected till next year. Now, the airbags, there's so many things on these Land Rovers that can go wrong and probably will go wrong, and I stay away from them. But I like to start it up and make sure all the bags work. The suspension lifts up. The interior is in really good shape. I mean, I'll probably throw a bid on this thing if the buyback or the reserve isn't too high, or if I don't see the vehicle getting bid up out into a ridiculous price. The AC is ice cold, starts right up. However, this one here also has a check engine. That's going to be a pass for me. Some things to look out for. Make a list if you have to. Pay attention to what goes through. This car has gone through the last 3 times there's been an auction. That tells me there's been a problem either with the title, or the car has serious problems and the owners just keep running it through to get rid of it and dump it back off. Here's a vehicle where we could really get this red or orange color shining. Again, this is a Volkswagen. I'll probably stay away from it, but I can't help to at least check it, see if there's leaks. Check the tires, make sure there's good tread on them. Hop in, make sure the interior is in good shape. This one here has ripped upholstery and seats. That doesn't scare us. We can fix leather, vinyl, any type of upholstery, seats, carpet, or headliner. The mileage is okay on this. I normally like to pass on anything higher than 150, 150K on a VW, but this is in pretty decent shape. The dash lights aren't tripping, and the everything seems to work on the interior. The driver's side window, passenger side window, everything works that I've tried. Maybe I'll put a bid on it. Here's something else, the black colors. I love to look at the finishes to see how terribly scratched up or oxidized these darker colors. Here's a Lincoln. It does have aftermarket exhaust. That is a quick turn off for me. I don't like aftermarket parts. This also has a spoiler. Did they drill into the trunk? Does it leak? I'll probably pass on that just because of that, but I can't help myself. I'll jump in, fire it up, and make sure everything works. Every auction is different, and there are a different set of rules for each auction. And that translates to sometimes you can't use the diagnostics in some auctions. You can bring in your pack, your starter pack to jump start or get running a vehicle. You can't take them for a test drive. You can put them in gear, forward, reverse, see if they grab, but there's always going to be a gamble with transmissions because of, hey, will it shift into second, into third? Does it slip? Does it hesitate? It's always a bit of a gamble. Here's a smaller vehicle I always look for with today's economy and gas prices. It's a vehicle you could probably flip rather quickly. The mileage is decent, still under 100,000 miles. I like to fire it up and check the gauges. I like to check the temperature gauges and the oil pressure. Also, flip through and check and see how the gas mileage was for the previous driver. You can tell if the car has been beaten, has it been taken care of, driven easily, and then also the performance of the vehicle and how it's running. If it's a car that should be getting decent gas mileage and it's not, like this one is, either the driver was beating on it hard or it's just not performing and needs a little bit of work. Here's one I will be putting a bid on, inspected till next year, in excellent shape. Not even a ding on it. The paint's in good shape. Won't need much work. Runs with no dash lights, and the mileage it's okay. And that's what I'll look for. Something like this is right up my alley, and I have good luck with Jeeps. It's different for each individual in the different areas they're from. I do well with Jeeps and some of the pickups and SUVs and Nissans and certain types of cars where somebody in a different area may have luck flipping and dumping off and getting rid of a certain type in their area. And that's what you want to take into consideration. It's all subjective. Reconstructions, rebuilds, they don't scare me at all. I will do as much research as I can on the vehicle, opening up everything, getting underneath, and seeing how deep the damage goes. Here are two Nissans I will be throwing a bid on. I do very well with these, and they are in great shape, and they are within the mileage that I like. There are some games that people like to play at these auctions. It doesn't matter where they are. Sometimes they'll hide the keys. If they find something they want and they don't want somebody else to look into the vehicle and put a bid on it, they'll either hide the keys, take it with them, pull a wire so you can't start it, keep the key on, the ignition on so the battery drains and you can't start it. You can't check the mileage. You can't check the AC. There are many games that people will play. It really irks me to no end, but it is what it is. That's why I bring my jump pack with and everything else that I possibly can within the rules of each auction. Here's another one I normally do well on, even though this thing in today's economy and war on fuel, what most people would stay away from, but if it has a tow package, there is a lake nearby me. I got to keep into consideration. There's a lake near me, so people pull boats. There are camping sites near me, so people pull RVs. They need something to pull these with, no matter what the economy or the price of fuel is. So I will always keep an eye out for this. This is diesel, but it has just under 200,000 miles, a ton of mileage. The interior's in rough shape. I'll probably pass. 1800. With the Lebanon Auto Auction, which I like to frequent up and in full swing, we pick up a few vehicles, and here's just an example of one of them. Lots of dings here and there, chips and swirls and etching, but really not in bad shape. Something will be able to turn around quickly. The headlight does need to be restored. It has a little bit of a yellow hue to it, maybe even the fog lights. Other than that, it's in decent shape. The little dings are small. The wheels are in good shape. The glass, headlights, taillights, nothing broken. It's a vehicle we'll be able to sell rather quickly, popular in our area. It has PPF on the back for loading into the trunk. The interior is in good shape. The bolsters of the seats, we like to check those. Carpeting, headliner, all of that jazz, it's in great shape. When you plan to go to an auction, go early. They will always let you in early to inspect the cars. Take advantage of that. Pick a few you want to bid on. Do the research on what their going rate is. Stay calm during the action. Have discipline. Only bid on those you look into, and keep your eye open for vehicles that go through over and over and over again. Take the time to jump in and outside of the vehicles and open up every compartment, check and make sure they're not leaking. I like to check and make sure the oil has been changed frequently. Maybe look for a sticker in the top left corner of the windshield. Pull the dipstick, check all of the fluids. I like to check the battery. If there's a good battery in the vehicle, a good quality battery, well, somebody, they like to take care of their vehicles and they spend a little money on them instead of the cheap Walmart batteries that die every year, year and a half. Lots of little things to look out for, especially tires. I hope that helps, guys. This really just covers the tip of the iceberg when it comes to heading to an auto auction and picking up some vehicles either to keep for yourself or flipping. There are those down in the comment section, subscribe, that are even a heck of a lot better than this that I am. If you have any questions for myself or them, leave them down in the comment section. If you want to see more videos like this, also leave that down in the comment section. Here we can walk around with this roll finder. I know it's hard to see. Silvers, whites, champagne colors, it's hard to see the blemishes on them. They hide them well. And I probably will not use this car to show different combinations of correction fluids to bring out gloss and crispness to the finishes, but there are plenty others to make it a lot easier for you to see. But here, I believe it will show through on the camera, swirls. There's patterns that it's been through a car wash. There's also etching and just overall dullness. I will always take the paint depth gauge with when purchasing a vehicle, either individually for myself or to flip at an auction. This tells me a story. I know a vehicle like this should be between 4 and 5 mils, all 3 layers of primer, base coat, and clear coat. If it's above that, it has either been resprayed or repaired. If it's below that, it's worn down, has probably been previously corrected and polished, and there are things that it can tell me as well. If there's Bondo, if there's been a repair of rust or a dent, it will jump up to 10, 15 mils. So I love this thing, and I take measurements top to bottom on each panel going around the vehicle. Pretty much 3/4 to 80% of the vehicle has within the 4 to 5 mils that I know to look for on a vehicle this make, model, and year. There are some areas in the front where it's a little bit higher, so I need to be careful. I don't like to work on other people's repairs. You never know. Did they give you enough clear coat to work with? What type of clear is it? Quality 2K or diamond, or the cheap stuff you can buy out of any backyard store. And once again, I will show this. Manufacturers barely give us 2 mils of clear coat, which is what they should give us to protect the gorgeous base coat on these automobiles. So it's a fraction of the thickness of a Post-it stamp, and that's what we are basically removing imperfections from. Just keep that in mind. When it comes to the gloss meter, you can pick these along with paint depth gauges up from Amazon. If you have Prime, you'll get it in a few days. Shipping's free. And these here, you don't need to spend a ton of money on. Just get one and then get used to it, and you'll be able to figure out how to utilize each tool and machine for you. Something like this on a vehicle's finish, especially if it's aged and has imperfections, you only need the 60-degree angle. A 60-80 tool is perfectly fine. Once you get up into the higher finishes like glass or quartz or SiO2, once a car has been filmed or coated, you can use the 80-degree portion of the tool, and it gives a better reading for higher reflection glosses. And the surface of your vehicle, the flatter the surface, the more gloss you're going to get from it. As you can see, the interior is in great shape with this. Goes forward, reverse, shifts no problem. The AC gets ice cold. Interior is in great shape. Exterior is in decent shape. We'll have this actually cleaned up and corrected and protected rather quickly, and we'll be ready to go for the next owner. This has been Brian from Apex Detail. I'll catch you in the next video.